It is actually pretty easy to get ahead of 98% of people with AI, and that's because most people don't know how to use the right prompt for leverage. I have spent 4 years inside the AI trenches, learning, building businesses, creating tools, vibe coding out, teaching more than 250 people, mastering prompt engineering. So I'm going to show you the 8 ChatGPT hacks you can use to get ahead of 98% of people, even if you're a complete beginner. Let's dive in. Mastering prompt will be your highest level skills, I promise you. And that's why I would advise you to get a ChatGPT Pro account. I know you're asking, I'm asking you to spend money, but think about it this way. You immediately unlock premium features already including your leverage. It is actually cheaper than eating to an healthy burger at McDonald's. I'm not trying to be a salesman for ChatGPT or anything like that, but you know, when you're in the flow state and you're trying to solve problems, you don't want ChatGPT to tell you you've run out of credit and you have to wait the next day. And the things that you're going to be learning in this hack is going to make you 10 times the money if you implement them. So that's why it is worth it for you to actually subscribe to this tool to unlock those premium features. The next thing you want to learn to get ahead of 98% of people is to know how to create better prompts. So many people struggle with this. The other day I was teaching about 50 people in the class, and I said, how is the prompt that you're going to use to be able to write 10 requirements as a business analyst in an organization? And we saw varying level of, where people are actually prompting. And what I was tackling is that when the answers came out and we were reviewing, we saw that most of the people had very similar response, and that's because they are prompting the same way, right? You just ask basic question, you don't understand how to architect a good prompt. Now, how you need to be thinking about designing your prompt is think about what role do you want to give for AI to perform, because AI is so smart. It's been trained with billions of word data. You have to give it a role, give it a context, examples, you want to give it constraint, you want to tell it the format of how you want your response. I spent 8 hours taking Google AI course to really understand how this is helpful, and that was initially how I was able to elevate my prompting game. Now I'm going to show you a knack to even speed up that process. So to get it, you want to tell AI to help you design the best prompt, and how I'm going to do it is to follow this step. Now we want to use AI to actually write better prompts to be able to help us get an elevated level of result, because AI knows how to actually get the best out of it, but you need to know the trick. So I will quickly use my dump on AI, and it's going to then help me transcribe that. So I want you to act as an SEO website builder that understand how to rank website on the internet. So write 10 requirements to be able to build a cleaning website where people can book cleaning, check our services and all of that. Please deliver the result, best prompt to be able to achieve this, like the top 1% in this field would do. Now it's going to return the best prompt to achieve this, which is an advanced level strategy. So you can see now it's going to give me even better. So you can see from here what we gave and now what we're getting out from this AI, which is incredible, right? So it's going to give us much more better prompt, and when we execute this prompt, it's just going to be a game-changing opportunity for us to get things that other people would not get. Look at how detailed it is right now. Look at it, super result, very detailed, and establishing everything we need to give whoever is building this clarity rather than some basic thing. Now that you know how to prompt a bit better than most people would do, now we can see the result is quality, it's elevated than what you would have gotten. Now let's talk about master prompt, which so many people actually get a result that feels like it's not usable. The first try, they iterate and all of that, they still don't get the best result, and they're like, AI does not work, AI is garbage. Now, if ChatGPT sounds like a stranger when you're chatting with it, I'm sure some people feel like that, it's because you've never really introduced yourself to it. So to get ahead of 98% of people, you need to create something called the master prompt. So the master prompt is essentially having a document of all your preferences. You want to think about it like, imagine you're working with a travel agent and you want to travel to Australia or UK, and you need to tell the agent your goals, what city you want to settle in, like how long do you want to travel for? Are you going permanently or you want to go for a while? What is your budget? Do you have family? All of these relevant details is very important for you to give the agent so that they can know pathways and right strategy for you. But when you're talking to AI and you're not giving it all of those contexts, doesn't know a lot about you, can imagine that quality of the information or answer you get from it is going to be impacted. It's going to be generic, and that is why you need to fix it with master prompt. AI in general can do only best job when it knows all the information about you and it can customize your response. So I really recommend that everybody create master prompt. I've created my own in my business and it helps me really make some decisions. Used it for planning my health, my finances, and so many other things that I manage in my life. How do you then create this master prompt? Again, you can use AI. How do we do that? You go to GPT, of course, and again you can just use dictate mode, which is very easy. I love it, it's convenient, and say whatever. Okay, I am an immigrant, I'm based here, I currently run 2 companies, Sync Skills, that helps immigrants change their life by building high income skills that is growing in AI, business analyst, project management, and I've helped so many people transition and secure high-paying, life-changing job. I also am building an AI platform that helps people apply to jobs and avoid the exhaustion, the pain of job application process that does not work. But in my personal finances, I want to explore different investment vehicles that I need to be considering as an immigrant. Please help me create the prompt to generate my own master prompt. Ask me all the information that you need to be able to know my goals, my objectives, everything. Ask me clarifying questions and I'll answer. So basically, it's going to ask you a bunch of questions that when you give it a lot of context, then it knows a lot about you and then it can create a master prompt. That master prompt helps you differentiate, because now when you're going to go on ChatGPT and ask questions, because it knows your prompt, it knows you're going to get better response from the AI. So you can see some of the questions it's going to ask to understand you, and this will be a game changer for so many people. Another important thing I want you to really know is that I believe so much in modeling success. If you know how ChatGPT, these LLMs are being trained, billions of data, and they can be a great strategist if only you know how it works, if it knows you. And that's why the master prompt is so important. ChatGPT will at least know who you are, what you like, what your preferences is, but that context alone won't make you part of the 2%, which is why if you want to get ahead of 98% of people, you will need to create system prompt. Here's why it's different from a master prompt. The master prompt tells the AI who you are, the role. The system prompt defines the behavior of how you want the AI to respond. Trust me, it can do everything you want. People say it all the time, like, my output sucks, but it's really not the output. It is your prompt that sucks and you need to fix it. If you don't, then you're not going to be able to get the best answer. I had an idea one day that I could build a tool that would literally help my students who are looking for a job. And during the application process, it's so tiring, it's so daunting for a lot of people. And I'm like, how can I solve this? Come to me. I'm like, no, to apply for 3 jobs a day is so stressful, and sometimes I don't get anything out of it. And not many people have that resilience to continue. So I was brainstorming solutions, like, how can I solve this problem for people in this job market without also burning out, because then I have to help them sometimes customize some application which is not scalable. So what's different is that I then started to, from ChatGPT, to find out on how to solve this problem using the expertise that I already had. What people don't know is that I had to use Canvas, which is a directed feature that so many people don't know. I'm going to talk about later. But what it allowed me to do is edit the response, refine the output, to be able to work with the AI to get better result. Because the first response you're going to get from AI is not necessarily going to be the best one. And that's important for you to know, that iteration process, right, where you can remove all the M's, dashes, the fluffs, the emoji, the annoying things that make it look like, oh yeah, this came out of ChatGPT, is Canvas that will help you do that. Once you finally get the output exactly like you want, then here's the pro move. You can then ask it to write the system prompt. Looking back at that journey, as we got the requirement, the product requirement document for jobos.ai, it took 1 week plus just prompting, giving him my idea, working with it to be able to get the right requirement that will solve that specific problem. That deep research took a lot of time, and what stressed me out and frustrated me at the time, I didn't even think about creating the system prompt until I learned this idea, like, oh, I don't want to replicate that pain or multiple iteration correcting AI to get the response that I want. I want to be able to have repeatable process where I can just use that prompt and get the exact thing that I already love. So if it's not a repeatable process, it's going to be painful for you, especially if you're thinking about it from a business point of view. So the key is using AI to mold the output until it is good, then ask it to write the system prompt so you have the full structure that you can copy and paste and use in future. First, how do we do this? We want to do a prompt that generates any kind of output, right? A landing page or an email, Facebook ad, and then just keep prompting the output until it gets better. Like if you use the strategies that we've talked about so far, asking AI to get a prompt for you and you dictating that and then refining that, then you get to a point where, okay, I'm happy with this, but then you need AI to help you generate the system prompt. Those are going to be the IP of the future for business. So the cool part is you can then copy that prompt, that will be your IP, which is a valuable asset to generate repeatable results. This is how the business of the future would operate, and you need to master this. So to practicalize this, so I'm going to go to ChatGPT again. I may say, please write an email copy for selling an AI course to beginners to learn prompt engineering. It's going to go work on that, and it is doing that. I'm going to then execute the prompt and then tell it to give me the system prompt when I'm happy with the result it generates. In this instance, it has gone ahead to actually write the email for me. And now let's talk about project on ChatGPT. Assuming I was happy with this, for example, I can then say, please generate the system prompt that achieved this result. Right now you're going to have the system prompt. Now that we've got a system prompt locked down, we need a better way of talking here. I have all the context, all the information, all the system prompt all in one place. Here is how you can really get ahead of 98% of people. You need to create projects within ChatGPT. Not heard of project before. How you create that is to go on ChatGPT and go here, create new project. You can add any file. So remember what we did earlier, basically all the investment. We can then create that and generate the PDF and basically attach it to the project. Now when we chat with that project, then we're going to have concentrated and high quality result relating to finance. It's a game changer because it's going to give you better quality result. So you've got the tools. Now it's not time to personalize how you use them, right? Honestly, I'm literally shocked to see how many people have never heard of this next feature. Remember when I mentioned thing called canvases earlier? Now let's actually explore it. The concept is simple. It's essentially like a Google document inside your ChatGPT. You can ask it, your ChatGPT, to create an output like an email, Facebook ad, and save it in Canva. Then you can edit it directly. Right? I talked about that earlier. So this is it in action. You can ask ChatGPT, please return this response in Canva. So Canva's format allows me to be able to get this specific place that I want to make changes. You can see now I have opportunity to make changes specifically where I want it, and then to not lay out the things that I already love. It's super important that you learn how to use Canva. Literally just making edit, changing it, giving it more context, guiding it so that you can get the best result. And you know what? At the end of the day, you'll be able to avoid hallucination. The part most people don't know is that AI can hallucinate, basically giving you jargon, making up stuff. You don't want that. So doing this allows me to be able to create SOPs, allows me to be able to create repeatable process using ChatGPT, which is so good. So I'm saying this because so many people don't know that this exists, and then when they get a response, they just go out there and they get frustrated when ChatGPT rewrite the entire thing. And I've been there myself, and I was just asking what is better way, until I saw that that was a better way to do things. But you know what is even better? When ChatGPT actually remembers your style and choices, right? So to do that, we're going to talk about custom instruction. So custom instruction is how, again, you can get ahead of 98% of people using AI. You need to be able to update your custom instruction. This one is very simple. You just need to go to your settings and go to personalization. You can see here, you just give it a bit more details, like if you want a nickname, occupation, more about you. This does not have like big impact, I would say, but it just helps you write better. Like, so if you have specific way of writing, you don't want to be formatting on the go every single time, you can just tell it your tone of voice, the way you want things, remove dashes, you know, just makes it like almost like your writing style, which is really good. So it's really easy to set this up and you are going to be on your way. Now, guess how you should come up with great custom instruction for AI. Basically, you guess right, you can use ChatGPT to do that as well and give you superhuman level productivity. But you know what's even better? When ChatGPT actually remembers your style choice, you never have to tell it again. Which leads me to the next thing that helps you get ahead of 98% of people using AI. Let's talk about another very important thing, which is custom GPT. Now, 99% of people don't actually have custom GPT, I can bet you. But so many coaches, business leaders, they have this. And what it is about is it's kind of like having your own bot that can actually answer questions on your behalf on steroids every single day. Like if you follow Alex Amosi, for example, during his $100 million book launch, he actually gave people one of his custom GPT that can answer anything about sales, marketing, all the things that he has learned over many years, which is so valuable. And that's part of why people were happy to pay for his books, because they could get kind of like his knowledge, which is immense, right? So that's what you can do. I have a custom GPT as well, like how I've been able to help and support people with interview, with career advice, the knowledge, the data we generated over the years. We're able to use it to train a custom GPT that anyone, if I shared privately or publicly, can access. And then they can ask questions rather than me having to answer questions every single time, which is so important. For you to create it, all you need to do, you can go to GPTs here, right? When you go to, you can explore. This is the one we already have, no entire content strategies. That's an awful name. But what it does is, if I try to edit it, you see, like we have instructions. So you give it a name, you give it description, give it instruction, then you put files. You can see the amount of files that we put in there to train it. Meaning, I can share this to my team like this. I can share it to myself, or even put it in store. And guess what? Some people are actually commercializing this and are having their custom GPT in their store, which is really creating a lot of revenue for so many experts. The last arc I want to talk about, which is AI agent. Now, this is going to blow your mind because so many people don't actually know that you can use ChatGPT AI agent. And I think this is only available when you use the pro version. You can see why I said you need the pro version to be able to enjoy some of these premium features. And the other day I wanted to do CRM segmentation. If you know anything about email marketing, for us to be able to send relevant emails to specific people, we need to segment our emails, right? So we can send relevant email. Not everybody wants to learn AI. Not everybody wants to learn career. Some people want business advice. So AI agent, if you give them instruction to help you do things, they can. For example, if I would just go here and blow up, you can see AI agent. You can see some of the tools it has access to. This was the HubSpot thing we did. I give it a prompt, then it will launch the agent. Now look at the AI agent, and that's how you do it. You can try it out, so you can see literally doing the research, which is mind-blowing. Now here's the deal. Now that you know how to actually make AI work for you, the key is to understand it. It's not going away. So many people get this confused. They're like, what course should I buy? How should I learn it? This is great. Now I feel overwhelmed. Just use AI to teach yourself. If you don't want to pay anybody for guidance, you can literally do whatever you want to do. Just create an habit, a process where you hold yourself accountable to go in on, force yourself, go in on this to learn how to implement, and you can be rest assured that you're going to differentiate yourself. If you want some of the prompts that I've used today, you can check the description below. Please share, like, and In the next video, I'm going to do perplexity overview, which is another AI video. Till next time, thank you so much.